They're racing. Super Slew began very quickly at the inside gate. Totally Modern fast away. Revenge began nicely, and Delinquent showing speed in the early stages. The Peak struck a little bit of trouble, seemed to dip there, and he's dropped back to last. Valiant's going back in the field with the Winslow Boy to the turn out of the straight. Delinquent is 3 wide, but he's just in front of Just Amigo going up 4 deep. Totally Modern closer to the inside, followed by Super Slew dropping into the box seat. He's 4th over on the inside, Wonder Revenge. Priceless Asset is next, and then Payback Time in the centre. Faience is slotting over just 1 off the fence at the moment. Battlewise is next on the inside of Back to Botany, then Barbo. Valance is back 3rd last. Speed looks very genuine at the moment. Then the Peak and the Winslow Boy is last of all. Delinquent is in front, 1,500 metres out. Just Amigo is a neck away second, a break of 2 lengths to Revenge. Followed by Super Slew, who's beautifully placed by Beatman, 4th on the inside. A break of 2 lengths to Priceless Asset and Totally Modern together, 1 to Payback Time. Then Faience outside of Battlewise. Further back is Barbo on the inside of Back to Botany. Then Valance, the Peak, and the Winslow Boy is last of all. They've got 1,200 metres to go. Delinquent making sure there's plenty of pace on, leads by 1 length. In second place is Just Amigo, followed by Super Slew, 3rd on the inside. Revenge, 4th the outside. Then Priceless Asset and Totally Modern together. Battlewise is next on the inside of Payback Time, a break of 2 lengths to Faience. Then Barbo, Back to Botany, the Peak, Valance, and last of all is the Winslow Boy. They're coming down the side now, 800 metres to go. Delinquent a half in front. Just Amigo sitting second the outside. Super Slew beautifully placed. He's a length and a half away, 3rd on the inside. Beatman has given him the run of the race. Revenge is 4th, then Priceless Asset and Totally Modern together. Payback Time is on the outside of Battlewise. Faience is getting a bit of a go on now. He's starting to improve. So is the Peak, then Barbo. Well back in the field is Valance as they come to the corner. He's 3rd last with Back to Botany, and the Winslow Boy is last of all. Delinquent in front. They head for home in the Grand Prix. Super Slew is off the rails and making his bid, and Faience is dashing quickly on the outside. Super Slew's gone to the lead, tackled immediately by Faience. Faience slipped up and he's raced away from them now. 200 metres to go. Faience slipped away from Super Slew. Valance is charging home on the outside. He's coming up to Faience. Faience is a length and a half in front. Valance can't get to him, I don't think. No, Faience is too good. Faience first, Valance second, Super Slew 3rd, then Battlewise, followed by the Winslow Boy running on solidly. Next time was Barbo, and then the Peak, Payback Time and Revenge. While back in the field was Delinquent, who stopped with Just Amigo. Back to Botany, Totally Modern and Priceless Asset.
7 at 8, $136.
And the win in place number 8, Faience at $10.10 and $3.20. 5 Valance at $2.60 and 2 Super Slew $1.60.
By Larry Cassidy is first. There were a lot who thought that he may not be able to do that.
8 Faience, $11, $3.30. Number 5 for second Valance to return $2.60 and 2 Super Slew $1.60.
And Faience, beautifully ridden by Cassidy from an awkward alley. He was able to slot in just 1 off the fence by the time they reached the 1,800 metre point. And amazing acceleration there by Faience. Now, consider that Super Slew had the run of the race, 3rd on the fence. He dashed quickly right on the point of the corner, but Faience came from behind him, joined him, and raced away from him in the space of about 50 metres just after they headed for home. He does look as though he's a star of the future, doesn't he, Faience? And overcoming difficulties today and stepping up from 1,400 metres to 2,200 metres. Valance has made up a tremendous amount of ground over the final stages to go down by only a half length. But look, let's not take anything away from Faience. A great performance to win the Grand Prix this afternoon. I know John Hawkes would be listening in to us in Sydney, and he'd be tickled pink by the performance of Faience. It was a bit of a testing time for Faience this afternoon. He's come through the test with flying colours. Bart Sinclair's down there in the enclosure. What do you think of that, Bart?
Well, a tremendous effort to jump up in distance, but I think if you have a look at the replay, you could make some sort of a case that Valance was unlucky. He couldn't get a cart up into the race at all. He was second last turning for home. Mick had a couple of strides where he had difficulty bringing the horse to the outside and getting into the clear. Once he did, he really motored home. He was giving, I would say, 10-length start at the 300 metres, and he's run the winner down, but it was a genuine pace, so the back markers had their chance. But I just think if the race, if he'd have been given a card up, that Valance would have won, but he didn't, and well, a super effort, Faience, because I was a doubting Thomas. Didn't think he had the preparation.
At race 7.
They're off and running this time. Came out in a pretty good line too. First out here to the inside, Pit Kent Edition, Spondula and Sadiso Dancer and Grand Bay showing good speed out wide. Brave Strike is back behind them, settling down. And where's this favourite? It's fourth last settling now. That's South Ridge. Grand Bay, Saniso Dancer, Pit Kent Edition lead from Spondula, Rocky Sprint. A length further back, Brave Strike. 2 further back, Lottie on the inside of Final Tempo, Blue Gum Ghoul, Bouverie Mist. 4 or 5 to South Ridge. 2 further back, Renarchi. 2 then to Man Rebo and 3 to Draft Choice. Before the turn, Pit Kent Edition on the inside, a half length in front of Saniso Dancer and Grand Bay. 2 further back, Spondula, Brave Strike, the rail from Rocky Sprint, Lottie. Then Bouverie Mist to fairway back, Final Tempo with South Ridge around the turn. Pit Kent Edition hugged the rail, led 3/4 coming out at Grand Bay from Saniso Dancer and further back Rocky Sprint. Lottie back in the middle, try to get a run through with Spondula. Then Bouverie Mist and South Ridge are across the track. Grand Bay hit the front from Saniso Dancer. It's Grand Bay a neck in front of Saniso Dancer and Bouverie Mist. Grand Bay just in front. Bouverie Mist lifting late. Grand Bay in front. They hit it all. Bouverie Mist dived. Grand Bay, Bouverie Mist almost a dead heat here. Third home, Saniso Dancer, and then South Ridge from Lottie, Renarchi, Rocky Sprint, Man Rebo running on from Final Tempo. Behind those, Pit Kent Edition with Brave Strike. Further back, Spondula with Draft Choice and Blue Gum Girl. This is very close.
If it's 1 Grand Bay, $8.20 and $2.70, or 4 Bouverie Mist, $9.40, $3 for third. 14 Saniso Dancer at $3.40.
1 Grand Bay, $7.70, $3.10. Number 4 Bouverie Mist, if it gets it, $8.20 and $2.30, and 14 for third Saniso Dancer, $3.40.
For a photo, this is a rib tickler. Grand Bay in front of Saniso Dancer, and then the grey, the ghostly grey, the mare Bouverie Mist is putting in good strides after Grand Bay, nearing the line. And she has lunged late, Bouverie Mist, to make this very tight with Grand Bay. And number 4's got it. She's got it, Bouverie Mist. She's got it. She's pinched the prize right on the post. Number 4's got it, Bouverie Mist, over 1 Grand Bay and 14 Saniso Dancer.
Right move again, Gold Coast.
And there they go. And immediately Pearly Shell, she tossed her head pretty high when the stalls open. Back to last she goes, and around them now Water to lead a length on Aspirin. Third, Grey Sneakers over on the rails as Fiddlestick. Then Bombshell, Admiring Glances, Heavenly Appeal right out off the track from Glacial, Nanai Mo, Flash Fire. And Pearly Shells is the tail ender, going to the first corner and approaching the 1,000 metres. And Little Nixon has now Water leading the way. 3/4 of a length Aspirin. Third is Fiddlestick. Heavenly Appeal moving forward very deep out to fourth, and then Grey Sneakers and 2 to Bombshell and Glacial. Admiring Glances getting back on the inside, 1 off the rails in fact from Nanai Mo, Pearly Shells and Flash Fire. As they head along the side, 700 left to go, and it's now Water, a half length on Aspirin. Heavenly Appeal going up 3 and 4 wide, then 2 lengths to Fiddlestick, another length further back Nanai Mo. Admiring Glances picking up some leeway from Bombshell. Grey Sneakers has dropped off quickly, then Flash Fire. Glacial's called it a day, and Pearly Shells is last as they round the corner, and now Water the leader. Wide out Heavenly Appeal going up to it very quickly, followed by Aspirant, and then on the inside Nanai Mo from Fiddlestick, who's into the clear, and Admiring Glances heads the others. Here's Nanai Mo warming up on the inside to go after Heavenly Appeal. Clear of Admiring Glances, Nanai Mo right through along the inside takes the lead, and Nanai Mo is racing away from Heavenly Appeal. Nanai Mo beat Heavenly Appeal, and third to Admiring Glances, followed by Bombshell, now Water, Aspirant, Flash Fire. Pearly Shells, Fiddlestick capitulated and beat a couple in, and they were Greys, Glacial and Grey Sneakers.
7 Nanai Mo, $12.50, $3.40. Number 8 Heavenly Appeal, $3.40. 5 Admiring Glances, 2 even. Correct weight Queanbeyan. Correct weight Melbourne.
$50 and $3.40. Number 8, second to Heavenly Appeal, and it will pay $4.70. Number 5, Admiring Glances, $2.10. Fiddlestick, every chance, got the run through on the turn and just went backwards. Nanai Mo by Rory's Jester from Cote Nord, trained by Bill Mitchell. For Mazaril Daniel and Mr. N. Vass, a bay mare for Greg Farrer, beating Heavenly Appeal, a mare by Starway, trained by D. Smith, and Admiring Glances, a mare by Covetous, prepared by B. Smith. It's 7.85. Number 6, officially 4th, Bombshell. The time was 1:24.14. 1:24.14. Sectional time and other news shortly after race 7, the Foxtel Handicap.
Okay, one of the big ones.
Racing. Loader missed the kick by a length near the inside. Mamselle Padrille, one of the first to get going. Showing speed, Suntain, and Hariba began nicely. He's about a half length off the pace, third at the moment. Coburger going forward on the outside, and Chief to Be, as you remember, next. Then Carptingly and Roosland Rivada. Getting back is Cohort on the outside of Later, Encore's Persian Flyer, then Taos Drum, and Telesto is last of all. Hariba is working his way to the lead as they head into the first bend. They've got 850 metres left to go. Hariba bobbing along a length and a half in front of Coburger, followed by Chief De Beers, 1.5 away third. Then Mamselle Padrille on the inside of Suntain. A length further back to Carptingly. Wide on the track is Rivada, and then you remember Roosland and Later over on the inside, followed by Cohort, and further back is Encore's in company with Drum. In between horses Taos, then Persian Flyer, and Telesto is last of all. They head up for home, 450 metres to go. He hasn't released the brakes on Hariba as yet. He leads by 3/4 of a length on Chief De Beers and Coburger. Mamselle Padrille is over on the inside. Suntain pulled out wide. Carptingly is starting to wind up, and then Loader. Hariba shifting his ground inside the final 200 metres. He's moved off the fence, but he's clear. It's Hariba 3 lengths in front of Suntain, and then Carptingly. Hariba's clear, close to home. The big crowd starting to roar. Hariba, Hariba, and he's won it, Hariba, by 3 lengths. Second, Carptingly, and third in Loader or Suntain. Further back in the field came Cohort charging home at the end, then Encore's and Roosland Taos. Further back was Drum, next in Coburger. Well back was, you remember, Roosland. Chief De Beers stopped quickly after going over the line, and then Rivada and Persian Flyer.
Winner number 1, Hariba, $4, $2.30. 6, Carptingly, $4.30 for third. 3 Loader at $3.20, or 11, Suntain, $3.50.
Number 1, Hariba to return 351.60. Number 6, Carptingly to pay 450. Those for third, 3 Loader, 3 even, or number 11, Suntain, 390.
Is first. They're back in the enclosure now, or heading back towards the enclosure. They'll be re-entering the enclosure in a few moments' time, and I'm sure, even though that's his first start at Eagle Farm, he'll get a great reception as he comes back, Hariba. Bart Sinclair's down there in the enclosure. What did you think, Bart?
Awesome Hariba today, 60 kilos. He just blew away a top-class field. He's won by a minute. And he doubts about Hariba coming back. Just if you wanted to find fault with the performance, and really how could you, he just was inclined to shift ground a little bit again in the straight. And, well, he was that far in front, it didn't make any difference at all. Maybe it just diminished his winning margin fractionally. But he's going to be very hard to beat in the Stradbroke handicap, because he cleared the field easily today. A very clever ride by Simon Marshall. He took his time to go to the front. He just travelled beautifully in the lead, and then he just blew them away. And, well, I don't think there's any doubt he'll run 1,400 metres here on that performance at this stage. He's had the 2 runs back now. Should be perfect on Stradbroke, though. And what a draw card he's going to be here in a fortnight. And him and Gold Ace, and we've got a few other backups, but definitely that's going to be a star attraction. Hariba versus the young champ, Gold Ace.
Okay, Bart, thank you for that. 3 lengths to winning margin in favour of Hariba. 3 lengths to winning margin in favour of Hariba. It was a neck between second and third, a long head third and fourth. Time will be interesting. It didn't look as though they went that hard in the early stages, and he just rolled to the front, but boy, he poured it on in the last half of the race. They've run a new track record to Hariba. He's recorded 1:15, 1/10 of a second better than the previous best, and that record was held by grand judgment. 34.2 for the last 600 metres of the race. 3 lengths a neck and a long head. Now, it's taken Simon Marshall a long time to pull him up after going over the line. He's still down near the 1,800 metre.
More from Wayne, shortly his rod.
Right, Lee,